Mermaid here, and welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be reviewing Mermaid Tarot by Leeza Robertson, illustrated by Julie Dillon. So I picked this up rather unexpectedly. It was not a thing that I planned. I was in chapters and I was like, oh, let's just go see what's new in, the whole, oracle card, tarot deck kind of realm. If you guys don't know, I'm kind of into that sort of thing. I have a pretty good, solid collection. I've got the Wild Unknown Animal Spirit. I have the Fairies Oracle. I've got a couple of other animal related ones. I also have Magical Mermaids and Dolphins by Doreen Virtue, which was the first sort of mermaid themed kind of one that I got that I liked. And then I found this, okay? Whoa. So this is relatively new. It was just recently released, February 8th, 2019, according to what I saw online. And it is by Leeza Robertson, like I said, and it is illustrated by Julie Dillon. And the illustrations in this thing are what captivated me enough to buy it. When I saw the cover of this, I thought, like, wow. And then I saw a couple of the pieces on the back and I thought to myself, there's no way. This is absolutely insane. So the back reads, Tarot Divination with the magic of mermaids and the essence of the sea. The merfolk are teachers and guides born in a watery world of mystical mythology and powerful energy. This elegantly illustrated rider-weight-based deck invites you to receive the lessons and blessings of the spiritual realm, offering the insights you need to move forward through the challenges and barriers that we all must face. Now more than ever, the songs of the mermaid are calling the people of the land. Let their magic be your guide. And I read that and I was like, okay, because hey, I'm a mermaid, right? Now this is in comparison, I'm gonna use this is the other mermaid deck that I have, so I am gonna do as I go, a brief kind of comparison between the two of these. So this is a tarot deck, obviously. This is an oracle card deck. So this deck contains 78 cards and this deck contains 44 cards. So where these ones are glossier, these ones feel more like a paper or like a playing card. They're very, in terms of thickness, they actually feel quite similar, but these, for some reason to me, don't feel quite as fancy as these ones. They feel more like they're gonna sustain damage over long use. I'm pretty rough with these and they still look pretty good. And these ones are obviously not as high gloss as these ones are. I would also say, I've only worked with the Mermaid Tarot deck. I've only had it for a couple of days now, and I've done 2 readings with it, and I had a good experience so far, but I definitely feel like the message is far more diverse in this deck, in the Mermaid Tarot, than it is in the Mermaids and Dolphins Oracle cards. Are a more positive, daily little affirmation or little message, something to live by, and they're a lot more uplifting than these ones maybe could be, depending on how you use them. So that was just the messages that they give are a little bit different that way. Now let's talk about the book itself. On the back, said that it was full color. So I was like, okay, yeah, there'll be a couple of pages that are full color. No, this entire book is full color. And every card has the full-sized illustration included in here. This is a masterpiece. This is the most beautiful thing, and it's thick, and the pages have such a nice texture. They're very smooth and shiny, and it's high quality paper, and I love this. Just for the book alone, this was worth it, just for the artwork. Even if you're not somebody who's super into tarot cards or that kind of sort of mystical kind of thing, this I feel is just for the artwork is so beautiful. Come on. I'm just gonna get, I've been coughing and cutting it out of the video. I'm gonna get progressively more and more red as this video continues to go on. So the story that they give you at the beginning, I found the tone at the very beginning to be a little bit I don't know Leeza Robertson, obviously. I've not read any of her other, work. I've not, but the first, the introduction part of it, she sounded kind of sassy and kind of this just was a thing that had to happen kind of a thing. And I was like, okay, well, attitude aside, I felt like she got real honest with us part of the way through, and I really appreciated that. And what I really liked, you can really feel the mermaid theme throughout. So when she's explaining the different aspects of the cards for anybody who's new, everything is touched with a little bit of mermaid magic and a little bit of that like swimming with the mermaids kind of vibe, and I really thought that was a great way to make this whole experience more immersive. Like by the time I was ready to sit down and just kind of go through the cards and get kind of the feeling of everything, I felt already like I was in a different mindset. I was in this very relaxed mermaid, you know, vibe. Not that I'm always in that mermaid vibe, but you know what I'm saying? You could sit and just read it just for the sake of reading it and learn something about this whole other world that they've created between Leeza Robertson and Julie Dillon that like just really, really good. I don't know, there was just, I love mermaids when they have the scales that come like all the way up the top. That's kind of why I wear my tops the way that I do. That's very much the mermaids from Hook, and it's something that I just really like gravitate towards and really, really love. So really good. So now I'm going to give you guys a full flip through of all 78 of these cards. If you do not want to stick around for the full flip through of all of these cards where I show you the images on each of the cards, be sure to skip ahead to this timestamp right here. That will kind of continue on with the review from there, but I did want to take a sec just to show you guys these cards because they are so beautiful up close, and me just like pointing them at the camera is just not cutting it. So let's do this. Okay, so for the flip through, because I've already used these, they are obviously already out of order. I'm gonna do my best to show these in a nice clear way here. We're just gonna go through one at a time. So Two of Cups, Knight of Swords. Maybe I should move this way a little bit. There we go. Swords, the Chariot. I especially love this one. Oh my goodness, is it beautiful. This one is Judgment, the Empress, the Lovers, Temperance, Four of Cups, Six of Swords, Eight of Cups, Seven of Cups, Page of Cups, which I think is super cute, the little fish. Nine of Pentacles, Ten of Wands. This one's so beautiful to me. Six of Cups, but I love the design. It's just so good. Ah, so beautiful. Five of Swords, Nine of Cups, the Star, which is just stunning. And it is just, it's so like, the camera doesn't do it justice. It's so dreamy. I love it so much. Eight of Swords, Nine of Swords, Ten of Swords. This is the cover of the book as well, and this is Three of Cups, Nine of Wands, Page of Wands, Knight of Wands, the High Priestess, Ace of Pentacles, just so beautiful, Ace of Wands, the Moon, the Devil, Four of Pentacles. I really love the design for her tail. Her tail is so beautiful. Dreamy. Okay, this one is Seven of Swords, Death, and this one is actually so sad. If you look at it up close, what's actually happening in this image, like it's the oil slick, and then the tankers and stuff in the background, and the fish and the turtle. It's such a sad thing, and you can just imagine how upset the mermaids have to be over this. Eight of Wands, the Tower, Six of Wands, Ace of Cups, another beautiful one. Just lots of fish, very tropical, just very peaceful to look at. I think there's just the blue, like the richness of the color in these cards is just it's just, Queen of Pentacles, Seven of Wands. I like this one with the diver. Four of Wands, King of Pentacles, King of Cups. I also love the variation. There's just, it's so cool to see how much thought honestly went into sort of the meaning of the card and then the mer behind it. I love the detail that went into it, the thought. Five of Pentacles, the Hanged Man, Eight of Pentacles, Two of Wands, Three of Wands, Strength, Six of Pentacles, the Hermit, Wheel of Fortune, the Hierophant, Two of Swords. I also like this idea for the design. I like the idea that when they're on land, they have scaled legs instead of like skinned legs. You've seen it a couple of times. The Fool also, I don't think we've come across the Fool yet, have we? I don't think so. Also has it, and I love that idea because so many of us wear like scaled leggings that it's almost kind of true, you know, in its own way. So Two of Swords. Three of Swords. This one also, it just makes me feel quite sad. Four of Swords. The Emperor. I really quite like this one. I just love the aesthetic and the shape and the design. Queen of Wands. This is another one that's very appealing to me in terms of the detail and the color. There's something so I can't, like, nostalgic for me about the brush pack and like the textures that were used to create this kind of flow and this kind of feeling, this kind of like you could feel it with your eyes in the most abstract sense possible. Queen of Swords, King of Swords, Five of Cups, Three of Pentacles, Five of Wands, Two of Pentacles. Oh, here's the one. Here's the Fool, and you see that she's got the scaled legs again, right? So I think that's a cool little theme that they have going in a few of the cards, that you can just feel that there's some thought that went behind them as a whole. It's not just pretty artwork that was stuck on a card. Like, there was a reason that they did things the way that they did things and the kind of mermaid or merman that they used. It's really solid. The Magician, the Knight of Cups, Queen of Cups, very beautiful. The Sun, Ten of Pentacles, Ace of Swords, Page of Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles. Like, here's another one, right? Like, I just love this idea. This idea that mers are more than just in the ocean, that we're on land. It's like, you won a lot of bonus points, I think, with me in the mermaid community for that one. Justice, King of Wands, Seven of Pentacles, super cute. The World, Ten of Cups, and Page of Swords. Okay, so that was the flip through. And the back is very beautiful as well. A very simple, elegant design. That's obviously the same top or bottom. And I think it's absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. So the book itself is full color illustrations of all of the cards, large, and I'm telling you, oh, if they aren't just dreamy. The paper's really nice quality. There's room for some notes if you have notes that you want to make on it. It's beautifully written. Honestly, the presentation is just spot on, right? So that's what this looks like there. And then the box that it comes in, I didn't notice mine was a little bit smooshed, but I was just too excited that I even found it, that I didn't worry about that. But the box is also beautiful. It's very smooth, highly detailed. The print quality is really nice in the box too. It has like a little magnetic seal so that you could just keep reusing the box. You can see it there. You don't need to, you know, keep it separate if you want to keep everything just living within the box is good. I don't do that with all of mine. Some of mine I give special like pouches for, and I keep the books and stuff separate. This one, I love the presentation so much that I'm gonna keep it just as is. There's also this really lovely like mermaid tail print. I apologize for my neighbors outside. Mermaid tail print on the inside that's really beautiful. Unreal, you guys. I am so impressed and absolutely just floored and in love with this set. Okay, so now a lot of people will ask me sort of uses of a tarot deck. Like why do you do this, Courtney? Like why do you, read cards? Like what are you doing? Are you crazy? Like what's the scoop? So I use them in a lot of different ways as a mermaid, but the way that I was using like the Magical Mermaids and Dolphins deck was sort of like a prompt to get me to think more, I don't know, deeply about some of my issues or some of the things that I have going on in my world. But there are a lot of different ways that you could use a tarot deck. So let me run through some of them for you. So they can be a great insight into like deeper states of consciousness / emotions, how you're feeling, what you're thinking about, and that kind of thing. It's also a really good way to sort of help you navigate your inner self. A lot of us find this whole like meditation shtick to be a bit much. Like people will sit and they'll be like, okay, and I want you to think deeply on this, that, and the other. And while I do find, card reading to be very meditative in and of itself, I like to have that kind of focus in more than just sitting and staring at a blank wall kind of a way. And I find that this sort of helps to take me out of the confines of what I, perceive to be like my norm, and look at things in a more deep and meaningful kind of way. They're also super handy as like a journal prompt. So you could do just a single card, you could do like a 3-card spread. She includes actually a bunch of example spreads in her book as well at the end, which I thought was really cool. And you could use it to prompt a journal. Like if you're somebody who has trouble thinking of what they want to write about, like I journal all the time. That's something that I've done for years and years and years, just keeping, sometimes they've been very serious, sometimes it's been very sort of loosey-goosey, whatever comes to mind. Sometimes it's even a doodle and not even text. But I find that if I don't know what I want to write, you could be sitting there and then the pressure is just too much, and then you're like, oh, I can't do this. I'm not Instagram worthy because I can't keep a freaking bullet journal or a journal to save my life, right? So when you have the ability to sit down and use the cards to kind of give yourself something to think about, so draw a card, sit there and be like, how could this apply to me? Is there deeper meaning in this? Is there something here that I need to see? And then you could just journal that out, like make a note of which card it was and then just go through and put it out on paper. You'd be surprised how meditative and how much peace that can actually bring you. It's something that I do. I do it alongside like my to-do lists and stuff every evening. So when I'm planning out my next day, you don't want to go to bed with like all of that crap in your head. It's just too much. If you put it on paper, it's out of your head and you can have a peaceful night's rest, which is what everybody needs, I think, right? So my overall kind of rating / thought, I don't have like a star system for this. I've never done like a review on a tarot deck like this before in this capacity, so I don't really have a frame of mind or a way to compare it for you guys, like a star rating, like I said. But I would say that this is absolutely worth buying for the artwork alone. Even if you're not somebody who collects tarot decks or has any interest in that, for the artwork alone, I'm like mind blown, okay? I feel kind of bad. Like I didn't know who Julie Dillon was before I found this deck, I am like, my brain everywhere, okay? I was looking through this and I thought, there's no way, like, how has this artwork existed? And of course, this is a brand new thing, so obviously that's why I haven't found it before, because it's brand new. But like, I could not believe how much I resonated with the images in this deck. I feel like it's like my world, like I came from here. And that's like, I just feel like this is what it would look like were it a real experience. You know, I can't really explain it better than that. They're so painterly and there's so much life. And a squirrel on my roof, apparently. Can we not do that right now while I'm filming? There's so much life and so much energy in all of the images in this deck, and I am so floored and so glad that I bought it. I mean, I'm not in a place, like, financially, I'm not in a place to be spending money like willy-nilly like this, but like, this fed my soul. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it just, oh, I really want some like full-sized pieces of artwork from this artist. Wow. So even though I've only had an opportunity to work with it a little bit, I really do feel like I have a good connection with this. I mean, maybe that won't be everybody's experience. If you do decide to check it out, I would love to hear your thoughts on it in the comment section down below. I feel like this was a solid mermaid, like even just as a mermaid collector, somebody who really loves mermaid themed things to have around. I think this would make a really awesome gift for somebody. It's just, wow. It just really is, it really is extraordinary. As a last comparison, comparing it to the mermaids and dolphins oracle cards, I don't really feel like you can compare them because they are so different, and because one's oracle cards and one's tarot, I don't feel like it's the artwork on these ones is very different. I think there's actually multiple artists who worked on this. It's still very beautiful. They're still lovely. It's definitely a different style. I still really enjoy, and I know I will always really enjoy, my Doreen Virtue oracle card deck here. The guidebook is definitely smaller. They were two totally different prices, okay? These are very different price points. I think I paid probably $40. I think it was roughly $40. Oh, it's $29 US, so yes, almost $40 Canadian. Thank you for that exchange rate. And then these guys, if I'm not mistaken, were $16 US. I think I may have actually gotten them for $16 though, because there was a point when our dollar wasn't crap, so. And I got these a long time ago, so it's possible. Who knows at this point. So if you are interested in grabbing this nugget for yourself, I am not sponsored. I will leave an affiliate link down in the description box down below. I bought it with my own money because I absolutely loved it. And then when I did this review, I was like, well, where am I gonna send people? It is available on Amazon. If you do choose to use my affiliate link, it doesn't cost you any more or less to use it, but I do make a small percentage of the earnings from that amount, which does help out my channel quite a bit. So if you would like to check that out, again, there will be links in the description box down below, and I will, if it's still available, also include links to I think it's still in print on Amazon. I will leave these down below. If it's not, I am sorry. It is a very cute set as well though. If you're new to my channel and don't know what it is I do or what I'm all about or why I have such strong mermaid opinions, I will be sure to leave a link to a playlist that you can check out that will kind of explain all the great goods of who I am and what I do, and maybe meet some of the other mermaids in my pod. So all that being said, I want to thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I look forward to seeing you all again soon. Happy swimming! Bye!